After teaching science for about 19 years, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I still enjoy today setting up experiments. And sometimes in my work, I have to check things out. I'm in landscaping, and for instance, there may be a new soil, a new product that we want to try out, and we'll set up a control and a variable over time, and try to see if this product really does what the label says it does. So know that I like science. It's good. I definitely use it in my life on a regular basis. But I will say, after teaching science for so long, there was so much pressure in the textbook, even in the great state of Texas where I taught for so long, that the textbooks and everything pretty much only talk about evolution. But evolution is taught as a law and not a theory. And people get upset if you bring up to the point and remind them, yeah, it's a theory. It's not a scientific law. And it will always be a theory, because it's never going to be a scientific law, because there are too many holes in that setup. There's the missing link. There's just all kinds of problems with it. And so, if nothing else, think about this. If we are truly evolving, okay, let me back up. So, a big word in science curriculum is adaptations. And adaptations, the way it's taught through an evolutionary model, is that creatures developed adaptations over time. They learned how to grow legs and walk out on dry land, kind of thing, to survive. But that's hooey. That is not true. We cannot find any evidence of it that it ever happened. There's some weird, freaky mutations that have happened, but we never see that. And what I always taught adaptations, I would put it to kids this way. It's, how is that animal perfectly created to fit in its environment? A hawk has amazing eyesight, so it can fly high and spy, like a U-2 spy plane, or a satellite or a drone, and strike its prey without being seen. That's its adaptation, if you will. And evolution is taught as this thing that's ongoing. I do believe that there is this thing that's true, that animals migrate, adapt, or die. That they either figure out how to adjust to a different environment. For instance, you build your house in a pasture, and all the coyote and deer, they get out of there during the construction, and eventually, when they find your nice pansies and they find some nice dog food, or maybe, like a raccoon will eat that, or, maybe you have chickens or something, sometimes these creatures that we spit out of suburbia come back, and they learn to live with us and learn that man can feed them pretty good if they hang around. And they learn to adapt. So that happens out all the time. But we never, ever, ever, ever see the deer go, man, I wish I could be like the hawk and fly around. I'm going to grow some wings. And then you see this deer that evolved into a flying deer with wings. It doesn't happen. So don't be deceived by this evolution thing. It's crammed down our throats. It's in every textbook, every movie, every science museum, every national park, every state park. It is everywhere. And it's taught as it's the only way. But it is not. There was a creator. There was creation. He made it. He made it perfect. Just like it was. Made it perfectly suited for environments and places that he put these creatures in. There's some other things that aren't true. I've always been fascinated by Joe Taylor out at Mount Blanco Fossil Museum in Crosbyton, Texas, and you should stop by. Well, he's needing help putting a roof on his place at the moment, and so he's not open. But Joe Taylor just recently was on a podcast, and he was talking about how fossilization does not occur the way they say it does. They say it takes thousands of years for something to fossilize. Well, there are people that have evidence of fossilization occurring less than 7 years, less than 100 years, on a regular basis. Once again, think to yourself, could the same people that brought us things like cancer, nuclear weapons, Monsanto, vaccines, genetically modified organisms, could those same people possibly have some stuff wrong? I don't think it's a stretch to think that maybe some of these guys have some things wrong. Bottom line is, think for yourself. Don't think that these people that have PhDs and are atheists and don't believe in God could have your best interest in mind. I pray that more and more people will wake up out of their slumber, especially in the field of science, and that we'd see more people that would believe in Yahuwah and believe in creation and believe in the flood, which there's worldwide evidence of a flood. But keep your eyes open. Think for yourself. Don't accept it just because a man says it. Read your Bible. Thank you for listening to Shabbat Lounge.